Right, so this Storey Building was built in the year 1845 by Reverend Charles Andrew Goma. Charles Andrew Goma was a CMS missionary who arrived at Badagry January 5th, 1845. He got here with his mission team and they were here to preach the gospel and also introduce Western education to the people. So when they arrived there, after some time, they were gifted this land and they had to put up this structure. So they constructed the building to serve as their mission house where they would live. And after the construction, this building was reputed to be the first story building in Nigeria since 1845. So different Anglican missionaries have actually lived in this building right from 1845 to the late 90s before the building was left vacant. Right, so these missionaries who came to Nigeria arrived at Badagry first, being a coastal town. That is, they came in through the Atlantic Ocean. Alright, and these missionaries were actually invited to Nigeria by slave returnees. As that when the British abolished slave trade around 1809-1810, slave trade was still on in some parts of the world illegally. So the British government had to release the British Royal Navy on the high sea to always intercept slave vessels. So any ship that is suspected to carry slaves would be hijacked and they would try to rescue the slaves. So in the course of this rescue, some of the slaves would die, some of them would survive. So those who survived the rescue are always taken to Freetown in Sierra Leone, where they were brought up by missionaries and they also get educated. So at some point in 1839, they started finding their way back to their respective routes, and those of them who came down to Badagry had to write to England to invite missionaries to establish a settlement for them. So that was what brought about missionaries coming down to Nigeria, and those missionaries arrived Badagry first. So from Badagry they moved to other parts of the country. So 1842 was when missionaries started arriving, and the first missionary who arrived Badagry was Reverend Thomas Bash Freeman. Thomas Bash Freeman got to Badagry on the 24th of September 1842, and that same day when he arrived Badagry, he preached the gospel to the people, and throughout September and November 1842 before he left Badagry for Abeokuta. So while he was in Abeokuta, another missionary also arrived Badagry to preach the gospel, known as Reverend Henry Townsend. Henry Townsend got to Badagry on the 17th of December 1842. He also preached the gospel here in Badagry all through that period, and he later met with Thomas Bash Freeman, the first preacher who arrived here, and both of them agreed to celebrate the first Christmas, which was held on the 25th of December 1842 right here in Badagry. So he constructed this particular building with 4 carpenters and 3 bricklayers. And for the construction of this building, they used burnt brick, as you can see it here. So they used bricks for the foundation and the walls of the building, while they did demarcation with bamboo, and also they used plank for the decking. So this is what the bricks look like as well. Alright. So we also have the nail. This is the type of nail that was used. It is quite different from the current nail that is produced. Also we have the hinge used for mounting the doors of the building. We also have the iron corrugated sheets. So this was used for the roofing of this building, and it is still on this roof since 1845. So it was recorded that some of these materials for the construction had already been here since around 1842. That is why we have 1842 on them. But the house was actually built in 1845. So in this Storey building, there are 6 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, and they had their kitchen, the toilet, and the bedroom outside the building. Alright, so apart from the Storey building, they also had other structures. They built a church, they built a schoolmaster house, a boarding house. They also had a farm. in the premises as well. So the whole of this premises is known as the mission station.